Good morning. In this video, I'll be going over the steps I took to build the timber part of the Jakobs Loot Chest. There will be a couple of parts to this series, so I hope you stick around. I really love the 3D model by Terin Saylor and the texture and inks by Everett. I'll link to both of their ArtStation pages down below. For the frame, I'm using 35 by 70 non-structural pine, measured and cut to length, then ripped down the center on the table saw. The shorter sides of the box are set in, mark the placement and the holes, then drill and countersink. Chipboard screws to attach, and now we have the base frame. Add in 2 center supports, evenly spaced. I'm using pallet wood palings to cover in the box. I staggered the cuts, but this will be the bottom and you won't see the joins anyway. For the last paling that hangs over, I just run the circular saw along the edge. Moving on to the uprights. Measure, then cut to length. I just remove a section from my bench, make all my cuts, then put my bench back to normal. Rip these 4 lengths down the center, making 8 uprights in total. I then drill some pocket holes in the uprights where needed and attach the corner pieces first. Add both of the top long pieces and then the short sides as well. I then added the remaining uprights, squaring everything up as I go. I'm taking a small amount off the width of all of the palings to clean up the edges. Cut them to length, pre-drill and countersink, again staggering the joins as well as staggering the corners. The kids were so much younger when I started this project. The palings fell a bit short here, but I'm not going to worry about it because this will be covered up with the angle iron later on. For the base of the lid, I'm sitting it directly on top of the box, clamping it into place and then joining it together. This will make sure that everything lines up perfectly. Moving on to these pieces. 45-degree angle cut, then mark a line 50mm down. Add a pocket hole and then attach to the base of the lid. For these next pieces, cut a 45, measure the inside length at 120mm, then cut a 45 on the other end. To make the most out of your material, utilise the 45-degree cut of the previous piece for the next cut along. Cut 8 of those and mark the angle for the screws, then pre-drill one end. Once these are attached, that top angle creates a nice flat surface. I then filled in the edges of the lid with palings, cutting them all at the appropriate angles for the shape of the lid. The final part of the framing is this right here. Attached the 4 of those, then started filling in the top. The remaining gap is not quite exact, so I took the measurements and ripped it with the circular saw and then carefully tapped it into position. This side will be the back, so I'm adding thin lengths to this side only. I have 4 large hinges, evenly spaced apart, small drill bit for the pilot holes to prevent splitting, and attached with chipboard screws. I then rest the lid up on a chair so I can attach the hinges to the lid. These do not need to be recessed in because the angle iron lip will match the height of the hinges. Dusted out the countersunk holes with a dry paintbrush. This colour matches almost perfectly. I only half filled the holes to start with, then once that dried, went in and filled the rest of the way. I decided to utilise the middle uprights by adding in some dividers, and here are the boys again.
Let me see what I just built.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5. 5.
And look at the size of them now. My goodness. Part 2 of this build will be on the metal trim, the struts and the fake rivets. I am so close to finishing this project. I am determined to get it done before the release of Borderlands 4. Wish me luck.